Hi guys, Victoria here for Beyond Paper by Victoria. Lovely to be back and thank you so much for all the support. Really does mean an awful lot to me. So we're going to crack on. We have birthday week and I know you've all been waiting for it, excited for it. I'm excited myself. I've been lucky enough to do some packaging and testing for this event, and a few things have been made a long time ago, so I'm revisiting them myself because I didn't film anything when I was making it. So we're going right back to the beginning for me and we're making it again. So we have this fabulous A5 die set and it is called Jolly Jingles, and basically it is a lovely gift bag, party bag. And this is the die that you get for your party bag. So you'll need to cut two of these to make your bag. And then you'll see here you've got this fantastic wintry jumper. Now it could be a tank top without the sleeves, but you could have it with the sleeves. You've got a beautiful little ribbed die for the bottom. You have a little rib die here that goes on the end of your cuffs. And then you have a choice of your neck piece around the top here, or you can have a polar neck, and I'll show you that shortly. You also have a beautiful tag here to hang off your bag. You'll see the Christmas tree, and you'll see these circular dies and that funny face. That's going to be your snowman. So that's his bottom half, that's his next layer, and then his head. You'll see here little twigs, those are his arms, and then you'll see a little carrot and eyes and a scarf. You'll see a top hat, a little mini snowflake. Oh, what else is there? He's got two little arms there. There's his other little arm hiding under there. You have this part of the die to put the holes in the top of your bag if you so wish. You can add little pegs as a closure as well at the top, or a little bulldog clip. It's up to you. Then you have a H, and then you have an O, and then you have ho, ho, ho. If you use this largest circle and you use this die here with a little sprig of holly and some berries, you have your Christmas pudding. And then this one here is going to be your candy cane. And if you have any of your sticky back felt or some craft felt, you can make a little candy cane like that. Nice to have something with a little bit of texture, especially for those that don't have particularly good eyesight. So that's another little tip for a project. Make something a little bit more touchy-feely so they can feel what it is. So that's another idea there. And yeah, and then you've got your tree. So in this collection you also get 2 embossing folders. Now this one is, wow, my particular favourite. I really do like this one. And then you have that real chunky argyle knit there with that one, and that one looks super as well. I've got some photographs on my other phone to show you of the samples that I have made so far, and then we're just going to put a basic one together. So in this collection you also get a pack of 36 sheets Jolly Jingle 8x8 papers, and they're 200 GSM, lignin free, you know, as always. And let's sit thee down and we'll show you some of these papers. So let's put that to one side. Let's have a, now bearing in mind I have had a play with these, so there will be some bits and pieces that will drop out that I have been playing with, as you can see. So we'll just put those to one side. There we go. So you have your foil tags. So, you know, as always, these come in handy for all sorts of things. Your boxes, your gift bags, your memory books, anything and everything. And they're beautifully foiled there. So then you've got this gorgeous gingham. I mean, that is so beautiful. And you can actually feel the texture of the gingham if you rub your hand across it. The other side, beautifully foiled, and you've got your, reminds me of that that song, Driving Home for Christmas. I think we all remember it at Christmas time. So this is what this, and the thing is, with a paper like this, you can use just the strip here as a sentiment strip on something, or to finish something off if it's circular and you want to put a nice embellishment around it. Or you can just cut out these cards individually and use those as toppers on something, or you can use the whole strip. It's completely up to you. So you have that. So we have 3 of those. Then, oh gosh, look at this. Isn't he just... I just love that paper, I really do. And I hope the camera can pick up, but you have got the foil on there as well, which makes it luxury. Who doesn't love a polka dot? So useful, and I just love that colour green. So we have 3 of those. Then you can't go wrong with a good candy cane, can we? And then on the other side, you've got the most beautiful checkered design, and it's like that spearminty kind of greens there. So that's really pretty. Then you have that same design as before, but without the foil. So you've got a green strip here. So you've got that there. And then on the opposite side, you've got a mix of snowflakes. So that's really nice. You have 3 of those. Then again, you have that one, but without the foil. So that's really nice. I mean, who doesn't love a nutcracker, you know? And then, really useful, your stripes. I think that's lovely for Christmas, because my theme for Christmas is always candy cane, so it's the red and the white. And I've got on a snowy umbrella tree, so it's like one of those half trees. And these are my colour schemes. So you've got 3 of those. And you've got this gorgeous Christmas tree design there. And then opposite it, your traditional Nordic look there, which is lovely. I really like that. So you would have 3 of those, but I've used some. Then here we have, and I fell in love with this. I've used this on one of my projects. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's like a rose pink with an ocean and a thin strip of candy cane red. And then on the opposite side, you've got that Christmas village. And again, you could cut this out into sections and just have that on a card. You could wrap it around something. So yeah, so you think about chopping your papers up as well. So you've got 3 of those. Again, I've used some. Then this is me. This is me in a nutshell. Your candy cane colours. And then opposite it, you've got scarves, mittens and jumpers. I really like that. And that says ho, ho, ho on there. So you'll have 3 of those. And then this gorgeous stars, which is like a maroon. But then you've got your reds and your teals and your whites in there. And then opposite it, you've got parcels. So you've got 3 of those. And then you've got like your Harlequin diamond. And then opposite, you've got an array, and this is something different, array of different sentiments to go on your projects, which I think is a really, really nice touch. I don't think we've done this before. I don't remember having the sentiments like this in a pad before. So this really is so useful when you're doing your projects. And of course, you'll have 3 sheets of these. And then we've got another check there, your gingham, with the plainer village scene without the foil. Okay, so, you know, as you can see from this, I've been chopping, and there's a paper there that I haven't shown you because I've used best part of it. It's a polka dot on one side, and then you have these hanging ornaments on another. And I've just used a section for one of my projects that I was doing. But of course, you can cut this little Merry Christmas, Happy New Year off, and you can use that in another way. You can actually cut the holly border off and use that as well. So yeah, it's chopping and snipping and, you know, using bits and pieces. So we'll put this to one side. So look at this, you've got that sentiment there from that page to use in a project. So we'll put all these pieces in here before we lose them, because that is just what Vicky would do. And we'll tidy this up as we go. Now I'm just going to do a basic bag and a basic decoration. This is just to show you how it all goes together, and then it's up to you to how you want to decorate it. So that is an 8x8 pad, brilliant pad. So we'll bring this die set back in and we'll put those embossing folders to one side. Get the glue ready. So I've put all my bits and pieces in a bag ready so I didn't lose anything, because that's Vicky's favourite thing at the moment. She cuts it out, she puts it to one side, she goes for it and it's disappeared. So there we go. Mayhem. Right, so like I said before, you have your sleeve. So this is your basic sleeve, and you'll see here you have a score line here. Okay, that score line is going to go just under there so that you've got your jumper shape. Okay, so that's your little glue tab. You don't need to bend it, keep it as it is, keep it flat. And then the inner die cuts and debosses that beautiful argile look there. So of course that will line up there and that will come down the sleeve like so. Now we do have, I know I cut them out, they are here, some little white cuffs. So we're just going to put a little cuff on the end there, and then we're going to put the jumper together and I'll show you how the bag goes. I'm not adding any trees or snowmen or anything on this one. I will however cut this out to show you how that looks, because it does look a bit weird and it puts you off at first and then you go, ah, okay. So we'll do that now. We'll cut out a red one. Okay, so I'll just get a little bit of card and then show you. Now ordinarily I would say to you one die at a time, but I know I'm going to tape him down really well. Okay, you at home, I would recommend that you did it one at a time, because if they cross over you'd be ever so upset. So we're just going to die cut that one out. Apologies if the camera wobbles. So we cut that one out. Let's get rid of the bits off the plate. Can't be doing with those. And there is your polar neck, your cowl neck, whatever you prefer to call it. And you'll just add those little bits to throw away. So let's move that out of the way. So you can see here with your jumper, you would just line that up so it would be a cowl neck, so it just meets the top there. I've actually gone for like a sweatshirty round necked jumper, so obviously we're having that one go at the top there, but either or. I got my own language going there. Either way. That's what I wanted to say. I'm going to put my teeth in the right way, honest to goodness. Right, so let's do this jumper. Vicky's babbling, come on. Right, so this is your base. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of wet adhesive. As you know, if you're familiar with my channel, wet adhesive all the way. Gives you the longevity, and you know, it's kind of an instant fix with the deluxe adhesive from Tonic, because it's tacky for a very short time and then it's good to go. The thing with tape is with the heat it can come undone, so I always try, and I think I'm probably like a broken record every video. Wet adhesive. And I think the regulars that come and watch me then go off to go and make a cup of coffee because they know what's coming. So any little bit of glue there, just wipe it away. It will dry clear. And then we're going to add our sleeves. Now you could add your sleeves with foam pads and add a little bit more depth and dimension there, but I'm just going to go flat down there. I'm going to add this other on the other side. There we go. And then I've decided that I was going to lay it up on one of them. So I think I'm going to go with the red on top for the central section. So you got that drop shadow coming through from underneath. And then I think on top, I'm going to go with the red underneath. So you've got the red coming through, just for a little different look there. So that's the look we're going for. Okay. So as always, you'll probably see me putting the glue on my hand. If you have allergies, then please don't do this. I know I'm good to go. I'm not allergic to the glue in any way. But if you're not sure, then a fine nib applicator and apply the glue to the back of the die cut. Okay. So I'm just going to pick up that excess bit of glue on my hand. I do apologise if that phone is shaking, if the camera's shaking. I have had to put it on charge and keep catching the lead. Right. So we just want a slight drop shadow on that one. Okay. And then, like I said to you before, if you can't put the glue on your hand, just put it in the thicker areas and then just dab in between. There we go. There we go. Just that little drop shadow there. Just brings that little bit of colour into the bottom there, but not too much. Okay. So I'm just going to apply a bit of glue to the back of that one there. And we're going to place that one up near the top with a slight gap. Okay. And then we're going to go for the middle section. These are a quick make. So if you are making these for a Christmas party, or you know, an event, a kids party even, or some sort of gathering, or even for around the Christmas when you've got a lot of family coming and you want to put a little something, even if it's a little gift voucher or something, then these are real quick make, you know, and it's not difficult, you know. Sometimes, you know, a 3D make can be labour intensive, but for special occasions they are absolutely worth it. But I know, you know, if you're doing Christmas fairs or you just want a quick make, you're not into, you know, something that's really time consuming, then this may be really, really handy indeed. So just going to press that down. The glue's drying very quickly, and I apologise guys, it's extremely hot here at the moment, as it is across the UK, and things just need a little bit more encouragement to stick down in this heat. Glue dries extremely fast. So you can see here now, I'm going to put that neck piece in right at the top here, but the same again, if you wanted it to be the polar neck jumper, the cowl neck jumper, you would just add that in at the top there. In actual fact, I quite like that. Shall we go with that? I was going to go with the cuff, mind you, saying that I've done white cuffs, haven't I? We'll go with what we said, but that's, yeah, I quite like that. So let's put the little cuffs down there, and you'll see it's got an ever so slight curve to this top piece here. Well, that would go to the top of the sleeve. Okay, again, you could add your 3D foam pads for these to give it a little bit more dimension. And then we've got this little neck piece here. Okay, so I'm just going to lift that up so I can see. You have to go all the way to the top with that one, and it kind of nestles underneath the design. Okay, and then we have this bottom piece here that just finishes off the bottom of that jumper. So you can add this, you can butt each piece up so there's no gap if you prefer, or you can have a little gap. It's completely up to you. There isn't a right way or a wrong way. And then we just move that across there. Oh God, Vicky's knocking all the lights now. And that is your jumper. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side and we're going to put this bag together. Now the bag, so simple. 2 pieces of cardstock. You're going to do your mountains and your valleys. So where you have this triangular section here on your bag, you want this middle section to be your valley. So that's like your W, that's the deepest part. That is a valley fold. And when you score something and the top and your score line is at the top, that's your mountain. So you've got a mountain and a valley. And these little triangular pieces, you just tease those with your fingers till you find the crease and just carefully crease it. And they're also a valley fold. This bottom section is a mountain fold, and then you have a score line across here. Now that's up to you whether you want to bend it or not. I don't bend it, I leave it as it is. And you can put your punch holes in here if you want holes. You can also peg the top of your bag as well. Okay, so you do that for your 2 sections, right? And then you want to add your wet adhesive, and you want to glue one to the other. Make sure they're all level. I do tend to go in then with my bone folder and I just go over that join just to make sure the 2 pieces of card are adhering and the fibres are breaking down the cardstock to join together. And then you want to fold this piece in and then fold this piece over. So we want glue here as well. Okay, so we're just going to add glue to this other join and then fold that over. Like I say, you can put your holes in before you do this, or if you have a crocodile, you can put your holes in afterwards. And to be honest, I use my crocodile quite a lot, so I will just go in with my crocodile, which is a hole punch if you don't know what the crocodile is. I always have it to hand. It's a handy tool to have in your arsenal. But Tonic have thought of that for you. So as you can see now, you've got your squidgy top. So you could then put pegs on the top of there if you wanted to. So now we've got this bottom section. You then have your little glue tabs. I'm going to put adhesive on those glue tabs, both sides. Okay. And then we're going to fold one in. Make sure you are square. And then we're going to put adhesive on this piece here. And we're going to bring that one over the top there. And you'll see all meets up. And then just gently tease the tabs. Now you can turn that over now. And you can get your bone folder in and squidge it down just to be sure. And that is your little bag made. Now, how easy was that? Now, like I said a moment ago, I do have a crocodile. and I would just squeeze these together, these sections, make sure they're squarish on, and I would just punch a hole more or less the same distance, and then I would thread some ribbon through. So I have got some red ribbon. Ordinarily I would probably have gone white or another colour, but you know, we use what we've got to hand. And I will get my tweezers, she says. Best laid plans and all that, you know. So let's take that and do it properly, Victoria. So get the ribbon with your tweezers, squeeze it together and push it through. Squeeze it together. And you fold the ribbon, it threads through a little easier. There we go. Now you might use gold ribbon, white ribbon, green ribbon. It doesn't really matter at this point. I just want to show you just how it goes together, really. Let's get rid of all this. There we go. So just fold that over. Put whatever you're going to put inside there. And tie that off in a nice little bow. And then you can snip your tails. Okay, there we go. And that is your little bag. Now we are going to add our jumper, and I'm just going to add the jumper to there so the sleeves are overhanging. So I'm going to add some foam pads just to this part of the jumper there, and I've just got some 2mm foam pads there. Okay. And there we go. I'm going to add that at an angle. There we go. And then I'm going to thread this ribbon through this little tag. Tie that off in a little bow. Just bring it to me whilst I tie it. There we go. And there is your little gift bag. I was going to say gift card. Gift bag made. Now, of course, you can have a plain jumper. You can put a Christmas pudding on there, the tree, the snowman. It's up to you. I will show you some photos in a minute on my phone of the samples that I have made. And you can decorate the bag at the back with your embossing folder or the papers, so you can have a nice argyle pattern on the bag there. But that is your bag made just like that. So easy. Now let me see if I can find the photos for you. This will give you some idea, because obviously I sent these samples in a while ago, so I haven't physically got them here to show you guys. So if I bring my phone up here so you can see, and you see the snowman with the snowflakes there, and that's using the gingham paper. Then we've done a Z fold card, and we've done ho ho ho, and we've put a Christmas pudding on there. And as you can see, we've used a sentiment on the inside, and we've used that polar neck top there. I've actually cut the Christmas pudding and the ho 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 out in felt, in sticky felt. So that is a very nice texturized card for someone that's maybe their eyesight isn't as good. There you can see it from another angle, where the Z fold with that lovely sentiment that is in the papers, and then you can see the embossing folder behind there. So let me show you another one. So there's another one using that Argyle pattern and that lovely Argyle embossing folder inked up with a nice oceany teal coloured ink there. That's a side view of the the jumper and the card, and actually the jumper holds the card together because this part of the card here isn't held on with anything other than the jumper. There we've done a blue jumper with the polar neck, and we have used some of the Nouveau Mousse, and that just brings out that lovely deboss there of the jumper. There is one of the embossing folders, and you can see that there inked up with a little blue ink, and that folder is just stunning. There is the papers on another. Here I've cut out the jumper, made it a tiny little bit shorter. I've not put the bottom trim on, and that is a gift tag for a parcel. So you can actually use this for all your presents as well, and you write on the other side. That's showing you that the card is held together just with the jumper. And I'll just come out of there a minute. Where were we? There, weren't we? Yeah. So that's just some of the things that you can make with this set. If I thought about it before, obviously I would have done this video for you guys earlier when I had the samples to hand, but that is just a simple make just to show you how it goes together. It's really, really simple. It's very quick, and I think if you are mass producing things for Christmas or any kind of occasion, forget the jumper. Well, forget the jumper. You could use the jumper any time of the year, but if you wanted to have that as a tank top, that could be then used at any time of the year. And if you didn't have the jumper on it and you put something else on there that you like, whether it's a duck for a baby or a rocking horse, then you've got your wedding bag, your christening bag, etc, etc, your birthday bag. So I just think it's really, really handy. So that's all I'm going to share with you today, guys. Please stay tuned. I have quite a bit of content to bring to you. I've got quite a bit of filming left to do. As always, if you're not a follower, please consider following my button. Following my channel, pressing the button. It doesn't cost anything to click that follow button. You know, it's not a subscription based or anything like that. It's completely free, and I wouldn't charge for any of my videos. And as always, in the description section, there's my affiliate links. If you'd like to purchase through me, there's no pressure, but you can if you want to. So that's all I've got to say today, guys. It's just, I'm a bit rusty. I've not done a video for a month, so I've had a little bit of time off, a little bit of a wobble, but I am back, and your support has meant the absolute world. And until the next time, happy crafting, guys.